Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and guys, it is finally time. It's been a couple months. It's time to talk about it. Girl, we got a big old beefy box of fails here, and we need to start diving in. Look at this friggin', like guys, it is literally full up to here. I should have been going through this, but I probably should have done 2 or 3 videos before I let it get this bad, so we're not gonna get through the entire bucket today, but we're gonna really make a dent. I'm anticipating somewhere between like 10 to 12 products because I have strong opinions on things that are in here, and yeah, we're just gonna dive in. We're gonna have some conversations. Now, per usual here on YouTube, I feel the need to make the disclaimer, just as does everyone that makes a video like this. Girl, if it works for you and it doesn't work for me, that's fine. If I hate it, you love it, I hate it, or some version of that. I think I just repeated it twice the exact same way, but you get what I'm saying. If you love it, that's cool. I just don't, for whatever reason that I'm about to tell you. And before I dive into this, I want to know from you guys, okay, so I make these videos where I tell you guys what I do and don't love and whatever, and there isn't always enough products to make like a full face of stuff I don't love. Do you guys want me to save the products I don't love and make kind of like a fun spoofy video out of it? Like, even though I will have already told you guys that I don't love them and why I don't love them, do like a full video of me actually applying them to my face just for fun. It would be like obviously humorous, of course, because I don't love these products, but even more than that, it would be like a fun way to use them one last time, talk about them. Is that something you guys are into, or are you more like, hey Paige, you've talked about them, we don't want to hear about them again, no thank you? Like, leave me that information down below, because if I'm being honest, I have a really hard time parting with products. Like, even though I don't love them, like I just feel the need to like keep them forever and like hug them oh so tightly, even though I have no desire to like look at, use, or swatch them again. I still feel like this obnoxious need to like hold on to them with my cold dead fingers, probably because I purchased and paid for all of them myself, but I'm just having such a hard time parting with them. So I need to know from you guys, do you want to see that video or not? Like, what are your honest feelings? Don't feel like you have to go one way or the other because of me. Give me your honest thoughts and feedback. Okay, now that being said, girl, let's go ahead and talk about some products. And I'm gonna start off, guys, we're just gonna start off, kick this thing out with a banger. This foundation, which by the way, I managed to lose both lids for. This is the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Full Coverage Sunscreen Makeup Foundation. I do have a full video on this. I'll link it up there. Y'all, this stuff to me, where do I start? I have so many opinions. So first of all, everyone was like, oh, this is supposed to be a dupe for the It Cosmetics. Absolutely not. This is a dupe for literally nothing, except for sunscreen with a tint to it, first of all. So let me just start by attacking this claim one by one. I cannot attack the SPF factor. I'm not an SPF tester. I don't know that part. But the part where it says that this is full coverage, joke. Guys, this is literally at best. On a good day, on an amazing day, this would be maybe medium coverage. This is the most slippery, slick, awful consistency. It slides all over the place. This is like if you were to cross sunscreen with a BB cream. That is what this weird oily hybrid is. And on my skin, not only did it wear horribly, look horrible, was patchy, had no coverage, didn't set well. Like, there was not one redeemable quality in this. I mean, okay, other than the fact that it had SPF 50. That's pretty good. But other than that, this to me was just all around like the biggest, slimiest, greasiest fail. I do not like this. I would not recommend it. I don't even think if you had like normal to dry skin, I would recommend this. If you're normal to oily, girl, stay clear. But if you're normal to dry, I still don't think you would like it, because I feel like if you have dry patches or any sort of dry accentuation on your face, I feel like this would just settle down into it and like sink into like cracks and crevices and anything that's even remotely dry. So for me, no. Okay, so now this right here, guys, we need to have a talk. This is from Sigma. Sigma, great company, amazing brushes, love their brow products. Like, I'm in it to win it with Sigma, okay? They've got some really good stuff. This, I will never understand. I think it was a free gift, and I'm understanding why. This is their lip Eclipse, and it's in the shade London Girl. And keep in mind, I've never played with this formula outside of this color, but I take offense to this color and how obnoxious it is. So this right here is the color. Now, here's my issue. I can't tell, first of all, it's called a lip Eclipse. I don't know, and I didn't look it up online. I can't tell if this is meant to be a gloss, a medium coverage, like lipstick satin gloss hybrid, or if it's meant to be an actual lipstick with just a glossy finish. And I don't care. And here's why. First of all, the color of this, I will just come right out and say it. This is an ugly color. Whoever thought of this, I personally hate this. If you love colors like this, if you're all about that like bright neon orange on your lips, cool, great. This is something, like, this is a color that really gives me like Jeffree Star vibes. He comes out with a lot of those weirder lip color products. Great, fine, awesome. For me, this is just not cute or appealing. I actually did try it on. I don't know what I was thinking. I tried it with a lip liner. I tried to make it work. No. Reason number two that I don't like this, aside from the color, because that's personal, this is so freaking patchy. It is so streaky. The way that this applies to your lips, I kid you not, you will run it over your lips and there's like a train of just like trenches, like all over your lip. So you go to smooth it out the other way. You know how when you apply a lipstick, you're like, whoo, 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 and you try to like swipe it on. Oh no, with this one, it's more like trench, trench, trench. So for me, there's just nothing good about this. Like, it's not even a, ooh, I love the color, hate the formula, love the, no, I don't love anything about this. Sigma, I really, really am sad that this is the only product of your lip Eclipse that I'm trying. This is the only color of it, because the product itself might be really good, but this is super streaky. It's patchy. I don't like it. I don't like the color. No. Now, speaking of lip products that are just like a big no thank you, this is from Stila. Now, this I actually got in my mystery box unboxing, which I will go ahead and link up here. I unboxed a $200 mystery box from eBay. That's where this came from. This is the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick, which isn't a bad lipstick, but this is in sheer Beso, or Beso. I'm thinking it's Beso. And it is a beautiful red. And look at this color, okay? The color itself, also beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't see the color from there? That's because this has no pigment. Now, I understand before y'all are like, well, Paige, it says it's sheer. Okay, I get that. It's sheer. It'd be like me getting mad at a foundation because it's a sheer coverage or a BB cream coverage foundation. I do not have an issue with the fact that it is a sheer formula, although I do think that is stupid for a red like this to come in sheer, but I digress. My issue with this is the way that it wears and the way that you apply it to your lips. Because it is red, it doesn't go on as like a nice sheer flush of color. This goes on, and instead of being sheer, it looks patchy, because as you're applying it, there's always this one area on a red, just because it's being applied with a brush, it has more pigment in one area than another. So for example, the tip of it might be like a darker toned red, but then everything on the brush itself looks lighter. And what ends up happening every single time I apply this is it looks patchy on my lips, and then when I try to do one of these, like the little you know, to try and like move it around, it just creates lines all over my lips. And I even went as far as to go on the Ulta website and look at reviews. And you guys know I try to steer clear of the review section, but I needed to know, why do people even come close to liking this? And the reason people enjoy it seem to be more on the nude tone side. There's like mauvey nudes and brown nudes and stuff like that. And a lot of people say that it's like their lips but better, and it's not completely opaque, but on a no makeup day they can put on a sheer lipstick. It lasts all day. It's very comfortable. And that's all really, really good if you're using that color. So for me, it might just be that it's this red, I don't know, but I literally do not see the point in making a sheer red lipstick. Like, to me, if you're gonna go sheer red, and it's a matte formula, so it's gonna dry down, like if it's gonna be sheer and red or sheer and pink or anything like this tone, it should be a gloss, something that is gonna look juicy, because then when you apply it, if it's a little patchy, if it settles out, you'll be able to kind of, you know, kind of fix it all day long and unsettle that formula. But when it's a dry down formula like this, it's literally going to go down, stick to your lips, and get patchy. And I just don't like this. Oh my god. Ugh. Alright, so next up, I don't think I need to stay here long. The Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face Setting Spray. This has been in everybody's bottoms or fails videos since it was created, and I'm pretty sure we all know why. Girl, the smell. I'm not even going to spray it because I don't want to die in here in this tiny little room where I will literally be asphyxiated. The smell of this is so strong. When I first sprayed it, I was like, shh, not too bad. Shh, okay. Sprayed my face, literally almost died. Had to leave, had to go outside to get fresh air, had to open the windows in here to like vent the smell. It is so strong. Again, I'm not going to stay here because we've all heard everybody talk about it, but the smell of this, I can't even tell you if it's a good spray or not, because I've used it twice, and I like both times. The second time I was like, I'm gonna be smart. I went to a different room, sprayed it, ran back in here, shut the door. I was like, boom, did it, nailed it, cheated the system, I'm gonna live. Dude, the color of it like lingered on my face. Before I know it, I was sitting here and I was like, oh my god, it's my face. And this is like the smell, the fragrance stays adhered to your skin. Guys, I will never understand this. And I really feel bad about it because I love so many things from Huda. I've tested out so many things from Huda. And for me, this was just one of those things that like, it missed the mark. So it missed the mark so far it couldn't even see the mark. It's like, oh, is there a mark? No, there's not a mark for you. And I'm so sad about that because I have a feeling the longevity of it could be great. There was actually one of you that said to try using this to spray a brush and then use it for eyeshadow, and maybe it would work really well for that. And guys, it might work really well for that. I have no idea how I could test that without dying. And everything about this too, like the concept, the way that it was developed, it being like the drag queen marketing, like using the Aquanet to set your makeup, like all of that whole concept was so good. And I'm not, maybe that's why they chose to give it such a strong fragrance, because like Hairspray has a strong fragrance, I don't know. But guys, like I'm so genuinely sad because I wanted this to be good. I can't even comment on how it wears, if it's overly matte, if it's drying, if it's whatever. I can't comment on any of those things because the day that I filmed with this, I sprayed my face, and then the second time that it lingered, both times I had to wash my face so quickly because this smell just lingered on me and it was too much. So I'm really sad. It's a big waste, but I can't use it because it's real strong. So now we're going to move into a product that I'm pretty sure I have an unpopular opinion of. I apologize in advance. This is the Allure palette from Uoma Beauty. This is one of their Black Magic palettes, and I wanted to love this so much. Now I did first test this in I think it was a full face of makeup, like high-end makeup or whatever. I'll link it up here, and I did review the foundation, which I will link below. They were in two separate videos, so if you're looking for one or the other, I will have them both listed down there. And by the way, they only give us 5 links up here in the eye at the end of the video. If you ever want to check out anything I've linked, that's where you can see these. But because there will be so many videos, they will not all be up here. They will all be linked down below though. So if you're looking, I'll try to match up the video with the products just so you guys can find it a little bit easier. For me, this palette, it's pretty easy to summarize what I do and don't like. The pink shade right here, Romantic, beautiful light pale pink. It looks beautiful, super easy to wear, no issues. The yellow shade is a really beautiful shade. It goes on nicely, but the color and the tone of this one, just on my skin tone, doesn't work the best. It's right there. It just pulls a little bit too jaundice on me if I pack it in a large area. So I can't really run that through the whole crease. I can't really pack it onto the inner eye. I can't take it all over the lid. I can only really use it like on the inner third right here, very light amounts, and that's it. Maybe a little bit on the lower lash line. I just can't use it a ton. For me, it really sucks to have a yellow like that because I love using yellows, and it's just the tone of this one. That's just personal preference. Now, when it comes to the parts that I don't like, it's these 3 matte shades. I could not get these to work for anything. So the 2 deeper toned, we have a red here and a deeper toned purple. Those were just very patchy, but the worst one for me was this green shade Lush. When you swatch it, it looks really nice in opacity. When you put it on the hand right here, really nice. The pigmentation looks beautiful. First of all, watch as I try to blend this out. It is so patchy. Now I know that typically, like, look at that. It's so weird the way that the pigment kind of buffs around and it like removes itself. And I know what a lot of people would say in this moment. They'd say, well, Paige, swatches aren't everything. And I agree with you, but it does that on my lids. Not only is it super patchy, but it also blends out in this really weird way. When it doesn't matter if it's alone with another color, however I'm trying to use it, it buffs out on my lid, and it always has like this weird gray, murky, muddy cast to it, and it's just not flattering at all on my lids. And so for me, the mattes were like, 2 of them were okay, 1 of them I really like, the other 4 not so much. And then with the shimmers, this shade right here, Lady of Gold, this shade makes me so sad because the color of it looks really pretty, but it's more like a like an eyeshadow topper. And not only do I not like that or get a lot of use out of that, this shade in general, it just doesn't build. You can't really do much with it other than, okay, I want a light top on my eyeshadow, I want a light top. Like, you can't build it up and manipulate it in any other way. And so I just feel like out of 10 shades, to have 1 of them, which is 10% of the palette, as like a, oh, I can only do this one little light thing with it, just doesn't work for me. Like, from that standpoint, I can understand why people would love that, but for me, I'm just like, I would rather have a different shade here that I can really use and get some use out of. So for me, I don't know, this palette was a fail. It makes me really sad too, because I love everything about the brand and like what they stand for and where they came from and all those things. I really dive into all of that information in those other videos that I will have linked. So for me, anyways, this palette just didn't work out, and I'm so sad it didn't, because it's just, like, I don't know, out of 10 shades, I really liked like, what, 2 or 3 of them, and that's just, you know, it's not enough. So let's go ahead and have a little moment of realist with another thing that I thought I was gonna love, and I do not love. This is the Too Faced little hyper reflective highlighting palette, and really all this is an overpriced glitter palette, and I am so sad about this. So I love the concept. First of all, let me tell you, I think this is great. It's covered in little ice cream cones. It's meant to be like that Neapolitan, you know, there's vanilla, strawberry, chocolate. I think that's great. That's actually what the shade names are. The concept, the packaging, right on point for me. But yeah, when you swatch these things, it is such a different story, and I don't think it's something that's really going to show up on camera, so to some extent you will have to take my word for it. But these are nothing but the weirdest glitter highlights. Now when you look at them in swatch like this, they actually have a really nice, beautiful reflect to them. When you swatch them on your hand even, they have a pretty nice reflect. Like, look at that. You'd be like, oh girl, Paige, those are gorgeous. The problem is when you apply them to your skin and you really like buff them out over the entire surface, what you're left with is just this weird, like sparkly sheen. Yeah, it's not really going to do it on camera, but these have such a weird, like, level to them. Like, for example, the Fenty How Many Carats, right? When you take that one, it has this really beautiful, like, thin base to it. At first, I didn't like that one either, but you take a little bit and you kind of just like tap it on the high points of your face, and it gives you like a really wet glitter look. And given the right look, it is beautiful. I've used it a ton, and after I reconsidered how to use it, I really liked it. So then I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I just need to give it some time. Maybe I need to get to know it like I gave the Fenty one another shot. And once I started using it differently and I stopped applying it like a traditional highlight and using it in that way, maybe that's what I need to do with this. And then I looked it up again, and guys, it's $42. And I'm sorry, but for $42, almost $50 for a highlight, like, first of all, wow. Second of all, for what you get in here, it is 100% not worth the money. For that price, you can buy an endless amount of drugstore highlights. You could buy 2 or 3 high-end highlights that I actually do know and love. Not only that, but out of this palette, I can only use this one shade down here. The other 2 shades I'd have to use on my lid, and quite frankly, I tried. They don't look that great. So for me, this palette is just an all-around fail, and it really pains me to say that. It does smell kind of good though, but the palette itself, like, I can't express to you the colossal waste of money that I find this thing to be. If you are looking for a highlight, literally look almost anywhere else and you will land amongst a good one. I wish Too Faced would have put more time and energy into this formula, into what you were getting as a highlight for the price. All right guys, so it is finally time. I have the pleasure of purging these god-awful powders. This one right here is from Vichy. This is their Derma Finish setting powder. It is a white flashback powder. From e.l.f., this is their Make Me Matte powder. I know a lot of people love this. It's in sheer. It is so white and flashbacky. I do not like it. And this is from Makeup Obsession. This is the line at Target. I did do a full video. I will link it up here. And this is their transparent baking powder, they say. This is so bad. These are all so bad for all the same reason. They are a pure white powder that flashes back like crazy. And even if you don't take flash photography, because in one of my videos somebody said, like, well, Paige, not everybody uses that. Not everybody cares about it. Well, not everybody wants to walk around with these weird white ghostly patches under their eyes or on their jawline. And when you are using a powder that is this stark white and this flashbacky in photography, because I can tell when I walk by somebody and I don't have a flash on and I'm not taking a photo, I can still tell that there's a really weird white cast that comes from powders like these, and they're just not flattering. Truth be told, I know there's a lot of reasons people like them. Some people say, like, oh, they do this well, or they do look great on moving images, whatever. I do not find a use for these. I don't like them in any way, shape, or form. I've tried using them so many times, and for me, these are all a fail. I'm not going to dive into each individual one because I've literally complained about these in so many videos, but like, you know what? Just rest in peace. Rest in peace. Your girl's been real negative today, so rest in peace. So here's something super random. Lately, I've been talking a lot about NYX, and I hate these little palettes, you guys. These are their little Ultimate Edit palettes. This one right here is Phenix. This one over here is Warm Neutrals. Now, I did pick both of these up from Ulta, and I tried using these in I think it was like What's New at the Drugstore. If I can find the video, I will go ahead and link it down below because I'm pretty sure I'm out of links up above. But for me, these are not good quality in any way, shape, or form. I've tried using them multiple times, and for me, this little Phenix palette right here, I was really pulling for this bright, like, orange undertone red, this deep purple, these shimmers. Guys, it's so bad, like painfully bad. Trying to blend out any of these matte shades right here, horrible. They do not blend. They are patchy. They are chalky. They are not good. These little shimmers over here have literally no payoff at all. Like, you can barely see them. Again, dusty, chalky, non-existent on the lids. Built them up with a glitter glue even. No good. The neutrals palette, this one was a little bit better, but I still found quite a bit of chalkiness when it came to these two deeper shades right here. This shade wasn't awful, and neither was this like brighter bone colored shade down here. But again, these two super patchy, and these shimmers, again, not good. They swatch okay, but like, look at how sheer they are. I don't think you can see it on camera, but these are so freaking sheer. So for me, both of these were just a colossal no. But if you are looking for something that's decent from NYX, I did do a full review by itself of their new Modern Dreamer palette. I'll link that below. And I also reviewed a bunch of new stuff from NYX, including their other big one with the 4 blushes in it. I can't remember what it's called, but I reviewed a ton of new stuff from NYX, and I will link that video down below as well, because they do have a lot of great stuff, but this is just not it. And while we're still on the NYX train, y'all, I don't like this either. This is their matte bronzer, and the formula of it is really nice. And guys, what I don't like about this is plain and simple. It looks like a blush on me. I don't know why, but this has the most red, pink, weird undertone to it. And on me, I swear to you, it's a coral blush. I did try using this in a video. I think it was makeup I'd never tested or new drugstore. I can't remember which, but I will link it down below so you can see it in action. And this bronzer, this is just not a bronzer. It's a coral blush. I don't know if I'm the only one it's a coral blush for, but it does not work for me. No, no thank you. Again, they have a lot of good stuff there, but this is just like, no. And what was really tragic is that so many people loved this, and I tragically looked like I surrounded myself in a perimeter of coral blush trying to love it, and I just couldn't. It doesn't like me back. I don't know what to tell you. It's no good. All right, and then this one is actually from a recent video, and I think this will be where we stop because I know this video is getting real long already. This is from Catrice. This is their weird ass triangle sponge. I did just use this in a full face of new Catrice. I will link that down below. Guys, it is such a good video. If you're wondering about anything that's new from Catrice, whether it's their little 1-minute makeup perfector primer, their under eye primer stuff that's really weird looking, or even their little triangle contour stick, anything that they have released, go check that video out. I did a whole video on it, and it is so fun. I love a lot of what they put in there. But guys, this sponge I blatantly referred to as a basketball. And I know what you're thinking. Well, Paige, it's not wet. You're not actually applying anything. Like, it could be. No, this sounds like that exactly when it is wet, when it's applying foundation, when it's doing anything. It doesn't matter. This sponge is the most inhospitable sponge I think I've ever used, and I quite literally hate it. I tried finding other uses for it. I tried being optimistic, but guys, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm bruising my face when I use this sponge. Now, I will say, if you are someone that's like, look, I'm not gonna throw it away, I paid for it, you could probably use this to apply bake, like if you wanted to just lightly kind of tap in your powder and like run it along your jawline, or run it and use it for application that way, in a very gentle, non-hitting kind of way, you might really enjoy this, okay? But for me, no, absolutely not. I'll sue. This is the worst sponge I've ever used. No. All right, you guys, so I think we got through about half the bucket, and I'm going to call it quits for this video because it's getting pretty long. So let me know down below, do you want to see the other things that are in there? Do you like these kinds of videos? I personally love going through them. Not only do I get to get through like my thoughts, my anger, my angst about certain products, but I also get to convey to you guys what not to buy, which I think is just as important as what I like. So let me know your thoughts down below. Do you like them? Are they cool? I try to keep them, you know, lighthearted, but they do tend to get a little negative, but I try to consider it like an upbeat negative. You know what I mean? Like, we're happy, but we're mad, but like we're happy about being mad. You know what I mean? Kind of. Now, while you're down there, don't forget you can also check me out on Instagram and on Twitter. You guys know the drill. They are both linked down below. You can subscribe here to this wonderful YouTube channel. Hello, hi, if you have not done so yet. I do upload 5 videos a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They go up bright and early between 6 and 7 a.m. my time here in Northern Michigan. It is early, it is fun, it is bright. We talk about things we love, things we don't love, and everything in between. So be sure to subscribe and turn on your post notifications for those early morning uploads. Ooh, ooh. But you guys, that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Girl, we got some fail ass products in this house. You want to see the second half of what's in that bucket? Because y'all, if you let me know, I will let you know what's in there, and we'll keep letting each other know. What?